I really like using a funnel to separate my egg white and my egg yolk, but 9 times out of 10, it doesn't work. A surefire way to actually separate them is to actually, yeah, it's not with the funnel, it's actually with your hands. Yes, your hands. Just crack your egg open, just make sure the yolk remains intact. Pour it into your hand and just alternate back and forth, leaving your fingers open ever so slightly so that the egg white drains. Uh-oh, I almost lost it there. Oh my gosh, because it's so slippery. Just allow the egg white to drain through your fingers. And even here, you see, you can even collect your chalazé. It's so much easier, really, to collect it this way. And then you just continue going forward with this process. And see, I'm done. And the egg white is intact. It's almost as if I have a skill and I'm the only one in the world that knows how to do it. It's a really nice thing to do. I love doing it this way. See, here you go. So now I'm ready to go. See the egg white? Nice, eh? See how the yolks are still intact? Lightly grease the bottom of the pan, sprinkle with flour, 2 8.5 or 9.5-inch circular pans, and then line with wax paper. So that's greased, flour, and then wax paper on top. That's what the recipe says. Okay, so this recipe, this white cake recipe, calls for 1/2 cup of butter or shortening. So I'm going to beat the shortening for 30 seconds. Okay. I'm going to beat this under medium speed for 30 seconds. Now I'm going to add the sugar, and this calls for 1 1/3 cups of sugar, but you know me, I'm not going to use as much sugar because I will be adding in my orange marmalade as a trial, a test to see how this turns out. So I'm going to be adding this a little bit at a time. So this is about a little less than 1/2 cup of sugar. Okay. To make sure this is well combined. I've never really used shortening before in recipes, so I'm not sure if I'm going to love this, but we'll see if it makes a difference in flavor. Okay. So in this bowl, we're going to add 2 cups of flour, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda, and 1/2 teaspoon of salt. We're going to stir it up and leave it aside. I'm going to set this aside. Okay, we're back to our sugar and butter mixture. We're going to add in 1 teaspoon of vanilla and beat it in. Now we're going to beat in our 4 egg whites. So I'm going to add in now my own addition, my own little tweak of a half a cup of marmalade, orange marmalade. I really like orange marmalade, and I want to see what it tastes like in this white cake. It's nice to experiment. It costs nothing to experiment. Well, I mean, it costs money, but I mean, it's fun to experiment, right? So I'm just going to beat this until it's combined. I'm wondering if I should put more marmalade in, but we're experimenting. So the less now, and then if it doesn't taste great, if we could decide later if more should be added. Okay, and so now I'm going to add in my flour mixture, little bits at a time. I'm going to beat on low speed. Your spatula at the ready. Push down the flour into the bowl. Okay, and then we're going to add our milk. And beat. And then we're going to add some more flour. And beat. Each time you add, you're going to be on low speed. Push down. Every time I push down, I curl up my toe. I don't know why. I curl up my toe. Okay. What did we just add a while ago? We add flour, right? So we're going to add some more milk. Beat on low speed. So you're going to have your egg white and your butter sitting out at room temperature for about 20-30 minutes prior to making your cake. Beat again. Add some more milk for the last bit of milk. And I'm going to add the last bit of flour. Now this is supposed to go into two 9.5 inch or 8.5 inch baking pan. I'm going to actually do some turning around with this because I want to make sure that the flour is well combined. And let's just give it one last whirl. Okay. A lot of dishes to wash out. Clean it. So we're going to try and spread this evenly in the pan. And then this is going to be baked for about 20 to 25 minutes. This is a 9.5 inch. It's going to take longer time to bake. Yeah, that's good enough for only one pan. Okay, and I'm going to put it in the oven. Okay, so now I'm going to make the frosting. It's white frosting. So for the white frosting, I'm going to need a cup of shortening, but I'm going to use butter. This is butter. And I don't know how it's going to work out because it's butter. The thought of the shortening doesn't seem right to me. So you're going to need a half a teaspoon of almond extract and vanilla extract, both half a teaspoon. So I'm opening up a new one. And normally what I do when I open mine up, I open it up with this a poke in the center because it's easier to squirt out. I don't pour out too much. This is a half a teaspoon. Okay, this is a half a teaspoon. Almond. A half a teaspoon of almond. And half a teaspoon of vanilla. Okay, and I am going to whip it up. I'm going to blend it, combine it together. I should have used a fork to crush the butter, then use a spatula to blend it together, and then use the electric mixer. I've had to stop the camera and use my spatula to kind of soften it up a little bit. Okay, so now I'm going to add in 1 cup of powdered sugar, little bits at a time. But first, let me just start it off by putting it together with the spatula. I know they tell you what to do with the experts, but sometimes it doesn't always work that way for us less fortunate bakers. So I'm just gonna put it together like this first because I don't know about this. This is kind of, I've never made, like I said, I've never made icing before. It's my first time. This is where I'm at right now. So I'm going to add in another little bit of the sugar. This is 1 cup that I'm adding. I don't really like the way this, it kind of is difficult to gather up they say to beat it slowly, but you don't really get, it's difficult to get all these. I need milk. So the recipe calls for basically 4 cups of powdered sugar, okay? And the thing about it is that I'm only making 1 layer, so I'm thinking that there's 2 cups per layer, 2 cups of powdered sugar per layer. So I'm only going to be making 2 cups of powdered sugar, and to me that's a lot of sugar. But I have to cover the cake, so I'm going to go along and do it and see how it turns out. But this is what I have to use, a spatula. I'm going to have to get this off, so I have to put it on high speed to get it off. Yeah. And I'm basically going to use a spatula. I think I'm going to add this now, and then I'm going to add the 2 tablespoons of milk. There's 1, 2. That's it. Because you need the wetness, right? Definitely need the wetness. But the recipe says that you should add your butter, then your vanilla, then your sugars, then your milk. So it's dry. So I'm going to add the other cup of sugar, powdered sugar, in a second. So I'm just making 1 layer because the ingredients for the cake was only enough for 1 layer. So I'm only going to make enough of this frosting for 1 layer. So right now, so far where we're at is only 1 cup so far of sugar, of powdered sugar. I need 1 more to complete my frosting for this 1 layer. Rest of the powdered sugar. It's a lot of sugar, isn't it? Okay. Stopping to push down so that they all are combined. I don't know if this is going to be enough to make one layer even. We'll see. Okay, this is what I have with 2 cups of powdered sugar, a half of teaspoon of vanilla extract, as well as another half a teaspoon of the almond extract. Tastes good, it's a bit sweet. I added 2 tablespoons of milk. It's thick and needed to be a little bit more thinner in consistency. So I'm going to add a little bit more milk, and I'm going to add a couple of drops of vanilla. I really like that flavor. And another couple of drops of the almond extract. Oh gosh, maybe I put too much. Let's see how that works out. I decided to use my spatula for the rest of the drive home. I did not, so this is the cake. Okay, see how it comes out very easily. With all that I put under, oh, you know what I have? I have this. Let's see how this works. I've never used this before, guys, so this is one of those, this is what happens. Oh, look at that, eh? Oh, now that's wonderful. Never done this before. Okay, and let's see how well this comes off. See how thin it is? Yeah, it does. So let me see. This was not enough to make 2 cakes. That's what I'm saying. Sometimes the recipes, although I'm not an expert baker, sometimes but I do cook a lot, and so sometimes the recipes just doesn't come out the way it's supposed to come out. Like they give you a certain recipe, but the calculations, it's just not accurate. I appreciate the books, but what it's called again? I forget what kind of pan that is. Let's see if this still comes out. Oh Lord, I don't know if it's going to come off. I'm going to cheat. I've never used this before. I'm not a baker, right? Just lately I've been semi-retired, you see, so doing a lot more baking. Hear that sound? I have to pry it. Yeah, it's coming. I can slip this one out. Don't do that either. Beautiful. Perfect. My daughter gave me this set. Anyway, see how it is beneath it. Nice. Came out very nice. So this is how flat it became. You could not make 2 cakes out of that one. So you'd have to double up this recipe. Okay, so now I'm going to stay right here and I'm going to carry this over. These recipes are nice, but the calculations never accurate. And I do follow it. I did follow it specifically the way they told you to. So I'm going to frost it. I have no idea what this tastes like, okay, this cake. So let's see what it's like. I don't know if I can even coat this properly. I have no idea how to frost. So I'm just going to spread it on just like this. I've never done it before. Oh good, I thought I didn't have the camera on. I'm not going to use a lot. It appears as if, as I'm doing it right now, I can ice 2 cakes of this size with this amount of frosting. I don't like to have too much. So I'm going to continue to frost it and then get back. Okay, so this is the cake done. I've frosted it. See, I still have a lot of frosting left over, so I have to store that. Oops, oh shoot. Yeah, so, and if you're like me, you don't like a lot of frosting and icing on your cakes, then that's okay. So you could basically use 2, you can use that for two cakes. Okay, so I'm going to cut it. My daughter's going to try it. Because I need to, where did I put that thing? Okay. Okay, so I have no idea what it's going to taste like, the gem, because I used marmalade. Cuts nicely. a little piece. A little itty bitty piece. This orange marmalade white cake is absolutely delicious. It's spongy and moist. It doesn't have as much marmalade as I would have liked it to have, but next time for sure. Let me try two.
The marmalade is not a strong flavor.
It's not a strong flavor. Maybe I didn't put enough.
But I think it tastes mostly like, what else is the cake supposed to be? Alcohol sugar, maybe or pound cake.
It's a white cake. It's tasty though. The marmalade makes a difference because it would have been just a regular white cake. So next time I would add more marmalade. I like taste of marmalade.
It tastes good.
It's pretty good. That's what it looks like. Not bad.
I'm gonna eat that all.
I'm
gonna eat all of it.
Pretty good. More marmalade though, for sure, because I only added about a cup of marmalade. Okay?